Hi everybody, Cynthia here from the Scrappy Bookworm. Making a video today to show you guys a quick tutorial on an interactive front cover page for the TP mini albums that I make. I had a question on, I think it was the very first TP album I've ever made, if I would share how I make my accordion front covers. That particular one, for that book, I'm not going to make because I kind of messed that one up. And I think I mentioned that in the video that it was an accident how I came about making that one. But it ended up working out anyway. So what I'm going to do is actually show you how to make this one. I made this one already for this front cover. Okay. And it's going to, I'm going to add adhesive to the back and attach it to my TP mini. Okay. So it's going to fold up for 3 photo mats there. And then when you pull it down, you have 4 more photo mats. Okay. And then it flips out for another photo mat. And there's actually a pocket here with a little tag. Okay. And that just slides back in here, and then this one flips out as well, and it also has another pocket for another tag. So I'm going to show you how to make this. I think the one that I was questioned on, instead of there being a flap on this side, there was actually a flap on this side. But if I remember correctly, I said it was an accident because I actually cut this one off. I didn't mean to, so I ended up with one over here, and I couldn't do it again if I tried. So I'm actually going to go ahead and show you how to make one like this, and let's get started. You are going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 8.5 by 11, falling down there. And what you're going to do is score it at the 1/2 inch. Line it up so that it's, you know, the 11 inches is lined up top here. Score it at the 1/2 inch. Make sure I did that right. Flip it around, line it up, and score it at the 1/2 inch mark again. Now really quickly, before I go any further, everybody's TP rolls measure differently. I'm just giving you the measurements for the one that I'm doing. So if your TP roll doesn't measure the same exact way, you may have to adjust your measurements for the interactive front cover. Okay. This TP roll measures approximately 4 1/8 inches long by 2 and, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 5/8 inches wide. So if yours doesn't measure that amount, you know, you may have to adjust your measurements. Okay? I just wanted to throw that out there before I go any further. So, alright, we already have our cardstock scored a 1/2 inch in on each side. So from that 1/2 inch mark, I want you to count 2.5 inches. So 1, 2.5, and you're going to score. And then from that score line, let me turn my light on here, guys. I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. From that score line, you're going to count over 2.5 again. So 1, 2.5, and score. 1, 2.5, and score. That should leave you with 4, I think they're 2-inch squares. Let me see. No, they're 2.5 inch square. Okay, so that should leave you with 4 2.5 sections, and then 2 1/2 inches on the ends. Okay, flip your paper around to where it measures 8.5 up top here, and you're going to go ahead to the 3.5 inch mark, and you're going to score that line. Okay, so your paper should end up looking like that. I'm going to get rid of my scoreboard here. And what I'm going to do is fold this in half at my score line, and I'm going to trim this excess off. Just going to do it with my scissors. Okay. Now you want to open it back up, and on the left hand side only you want to cut off this 1/2 inch score piece and the top part. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that little section off there. Okay, and I'm going to cut the top one off. So now you should have something that looks like that. Now, in that you're going to count 2 squares up. 1, 2. This center line here, you're going to cut on this center line. And you're going to cut all the way up. Try and do it as straight as you can and meet it up to the next square line. Okay, so it should look like that. Then you're going to cut along this line up to here and this line. Flip it around and cut that right up. Okay, so you can fold this little 1/2 inch section up and fold this down. That's going to create your pocket. And you can fold this little 1/2 inch section down, and this flap you can fold up, and that's going to create your top pocket. Okay, fold it in, because now you can start folding up your lines to make sure everything lines up. Before you add your adhesive, you know, you want to make sure everything you measured works out. Okay, this one goes up, this one comes down, and this one goes up. And there we go. Now let's add some adhesive to close up our pocket. But before I do, I like to cut, like you can see on this one, I cut out a little thing for my circle punch so that it's easier to pull out this little tab, this tag. So I'm going to line up my little circle punch and go in about halfway. That looks pretty good. And do that one, and I'm going to do this one. Okay, and I'm going to close up my pocket. I would suggest using a really good adhesive. I'm just going to use my ATG gun for now. I'm going to run my tape along this line here. I'm going to fold this over my little flap, and I'm going to tape up my whole little flap there. Okay, so it looks like that. And I'm just going to close up my pocket. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Sure that's adhered down really well. And I'm going to do that again for this side. My ATG gun is creaky. Do you guys hear it? It's like, see? Oh, sorry. I don't know why it does that. It has done that ever since, I don't know, ever since I got it. And we're going to close that one up. Got a little bit of glue on the, or tape on the outside. And now it's all ready to add your photo mats to it, okay? I'm just going to give you a few hints when you're doing this. Like I said, this folds up Okay, so this back piece here, you don't need to cover with paper because this one's going to be adhered down onto your front cover. Okay, so the bottom part down here, this green section right here, when I fold it up, that's actually going to be my front cover. So whatever paper you add to this side, you want to make sure it's the paper that you want for your front cover. So keep that in mind when you're putting your mats down. Another thing you want to keep in mind is like this. When you open it up this way, I'm looking at it from this side, right? When you open it up this way, the pumpkins need to face me. I've already made the mistake of when I was covering this, I put these the opposite way because that's how I face those. And when I opened it up, these were upside down. So, like, I'm gonna cover my mats before I even put it on here. And all of them are facing this way, but when you flip it over, this side you actually wanna face going up. Okay, if that makes any sense at all. And then all I'm gonna do is, I don't even know if I have, yes, I still have some Terrifically Tacky tape. I'm gonna add it to the back of this and I'm gonna adhere it to my front cover, okay? I like to use a really strong tape because they're gonna be pulling at this a lot and you don't wanna just use like, I don't know, your ATG, because that you can re-lift, you know, you can lift that up. But once you use this, it's really, really hard to re-lift. You can't reposition it. Once it's down, it's down. So I like to use a really strong adhesive for that reason. Okay, so just keep in mind when you're doing your photo mats, keep in mind how it's gonna lay, what way they're going to be looking at it so you don't do yours upside down because you'll have to rip it off and do it over, and I've made that mistake, so that's the only reason why I'm sharing it. And yeah, that's about it. That's how you make that little interactive accordion fold. And then you're going to want to make some type of belly band or some type of closure to keep this down, okay? And just make sure when you're doing that, that you're gonna allot for expansion, okay? Because this album's gonna be put together. You don't wanna make your belly band too tight because they're gonna be adding photographs. They might be slipping in little tags of their own. So you're gonna wanna leave room with your belly band for some type of expansion. So, okay, I hope that answered your question. I hope it helped, actually. And yeah, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. If not, thank you for watching. Take care and have a great day.